So if I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your hard work that have you put in to get this here today, and I mean that sincerely. It certainly was no easy task, and you should be commended for the leadership that you have displayed. For me personally, this could be my last budget in the House, and therefore my last chance as a member of the Budget Committee to act. As members of this committee, we have a responsibility to the American people to put forth a budget that recognizes the fiscal challenges that we face and to propose solutions that will secure the prosperity for the next generation of Americans. As someone who spent my career in the business world, I work best by going through the numbers, so here are some facts. By 2023, we will spend more paying off our interest than we will on national defense. By 2028, the debt held by the public as a share of the economy will rise to the highest level since 1946 and will be more than twice the average level over the last 50 years. Annual deficits of more than $1 trillion will once again be the norm over the next decade, adding more than $12 trillion to our national debt, and mandatory spending is expected to grow significantly over the next decade. Right now, mandatory spending accounts for approximately 70% of spending. By 2028, that percentage increases to 77%. For too long, we have abdicated our responsibilities to address the fiscal crisis that we are spiraling toward. We all know that a crisis is just around the corner, but we continue to fail to work together to actually make the difficult decisions. God help our children and grandchildren if we fail to act. This is why I am pleased to support this fiscal year 19 budget. The budget before us today is a blueprint and a strong step in the right direction, balancing within 10 years. This budget appropriately addresses our country's spending problem while also ensuring that our armed forces have the resources they need to keep us safe. I'm especially pleased that this year we have strengthened our commitment to reducing mandatory spending through reconciliation. While I still think more could and should be done, I am pleased that this legislation includes an additional $100 billion in instructed mandatory savings compared to the House-passed fiscal year 18 budget. It is important that this committee produce a budget. I'm proud to be part of that. I believe we need to fulfill our promise to our constituents who sent us here to Washington to tackle the major challenges facing our country. Again, this is a blueprint. This is a guide. This is a starting point. We need to pass it. I encourage my colleagues to support this budget, and I yield back the remaining balance of my time.
I thank the gentleman.